Listen, man, it's just really good to see the city with a lot better energy about it. You know, the team doesn't have the distractions. The community is back together. You know, I remember like it was yesterday, 2012, when Alfred Morris ran for what felt like 5,000 yards against the Dallas Cowboys in a winner-go-home game at the end of the season, and I never felt FedEx rock more than that day. And I think the fans are super excited about bringing that back. You know, playing meaningful football, but at the same time, also feeling good about your football team. So I'm excited about that for the team.
When did they start to reach out to you and want to get you back in the fold?
You know, I got to really give a shout out to my guy, Tim Howell, former teammate. He's done an amazing job with his outreach, getting the alumni back involved. But it was early on in the process. I think when I tweeted out that I had $400 million in funds that are ready to come and be a part of the ownership group, that's when it started. And the group's been amazing. And I've got nothing but great things to say about them and the way they've gone about doing their business. So, like I said, excited about the future. Being
around the league for a while now and seeing all of it, how low had this thing gotten and how fast do you think can they get it back?
Yeah, you know, I went from here to Cleveland, so it wasn't the greatest experience between the two. But then I had an opportunity to go to Baltimore. And the Baltimore Ravens have an identity. And I think that's something that the Washington Commanders have missed out on for a really long time. You know, play like a Raven means something. What does Washington have that means something like that? So when you say how low had it gotten, it was my experience in Baltimore that made me realize, like, hey, it's not like this everywhere in the NFL. And it starts from the top down. Steve Bisciotti is an amazing owner for the Baltimore Ravens. He's got a great head coach in John Harbaugh, and it all trickles downhill. So now that we have new ownership in place and the way they go about doing their business and rebuilding teams and connecting with the community, I think it's all going to trickle downhill, and that's what you're going to see from the team. So you see the investments in the stadium already and the improvements in the game day atmosphere. I think they understand what the city needs. And yes, they're fans, but they also know how to run the organization in the best way.
How did that promo video come about? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, it gets pretty busy right around August for college football, NFL with ESPN. So they reached out and said, hey, can you fly up and do this intro video? We don't think there's anybody better suited to kind of do this video. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a struggle to get in and get out with the time constraints, but the editing team did an amazing job putting it all together. Eastern Motors, shout out to them for the car. And I think it turned out really, really well. More on the editing team than it was on me for sure.
When did you first see it?
Say it again?
When did you first get to see it?
Honestly, they kept it a secret. So I saw it maybe an hour before it went live, and I had no critiques. I thought it was they did a really good job piecing it together. Say it again?
Sam Howell. When did you take the hype video?
Oh, when did I tape it? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Sam Howell? Listen, man. Slinging Sammy Howell. This guy, I got a chance to cover him at UNC when he was in college. You see the beautiful deep ball. The one thing that people are kind of sleep on with Sam is his ability to use his legs. He was a great runner in high school, didn't have to run as much at North Carolina, but his senior year he did because he lost some of his offensive weapons. So I think with the talent around him, Sam Howell can flourish here and be the quarterback one. Give him time to develop and grow, but when you got players like Scary Terry and Jaha Dotson and your tight ends and the running backs, they're going to do what I call, I think you guys heard me say this, HBO. They're going to help a brother out. He's going to have an unbelievable unit around him. The defense is going to be strong. The defensive line is really playing to their potential now. So I think he just has to steer the ship, and don't be afraid to be Sam Howell. Don't try to be anybody else.
Have you told him much?
Say it again.
What were your emotions like when you came to the tour and this you were going?
Oh man, just gratitude, you know, grateful. I think there's a reason that a lot of alumni stayed away, and we don't have to talk about that anymore. But now it's a fresh start, and to be able to come here today and see the reaction from the fans and talk to you guys again, which I hadn't talked to you guys in a while, it feels like. Just really grateful to be back and get a chance to be a part of a team and a winning organization in this new role for me, obviously in TV, but also just being a supporter.
Is it your first time back in the stadium since your playing days?
Yeah. I haven't been back to a game other than the games that I had to play here with the Ravens and the Browns. So first time back. The fan reception's been amazing, and just goes to show you people in person, and that connection is still there with me in the city, and I'm excited about that.
Being here as a fan, as a supporter, I mean, that 2012 season was a rocket ship, right? Do you have any what might have been thoughts?
I mean, we all do, right? Every fan at home is saying what could have happened if I didn't get hurt. But at the end of the day, it was part of the journey. Everything I've been through has been part of the test, and you don't have a testimony without being tested. So I wouldn't take it back for anything. Everyone asked me would I rather have been drafted somewhere else. No, I wouldn't have, because I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing today and have this testimony to share. So really grateful for the city. This team changed my life. Whatever way you want to look at that, by drafting me, they set up my family for life, and everything that happened here has made me a better person, a better player when I was playing, and a better man now. So I'm really thankful and grateful, and the only whataboutism is, what if I didn't get hurt? And I know every fan will have that feeling for the rest of their lives, and honestly, I don't blame them, because I feel the same way. Talking about the ownership group? No, I mean, obviously, like raising funds, you wanna do that when you're trying to buy a team for $6 billion. But as far as advice goes, I mean, these guys are phenomenal. Josh Harris has rebuilt many organizations and in multiple sports. Magic Johnson's like, what, a 75-time world champion? So, I mean, Magic's been great. He's been a great mentor for me as well. Just being able to go under his wing and see all the things that he does and the way that he carries himself. It's been fun and enjoyable experience for me, just getting to know them. And like I said, I'm just here to try to help and aid the team in whatever way possible. They don't need advice from me. You know what I mean? I'm a 33-year-old kid. These are grown men with a lot more money than I have, and I'm just trying to be an asset.
Perspective from where you played, relationship with past ownership, relationship with the alums, and I just wonder what you think is possible going forward.
Man, I'm not the only guy that's been brought back when you talk about alums. Champ Bailey's back, Rigo's back. This is becoming a more inclusive environment for all the players to come back and feel comfortable being back. I know I talked to many alumni, and they just didn't feel comfortable coming back to games and supporting the team in any kind of way because of everything that had happened, whether it was individually, like myself, or it was just with the team and all the things that were going on. So when you talk about that, the fact that they've been so great at kind of offering the olive branch to bring everyone back, it just kind of shows you how they're going to embrace the community, how they're going to embrace this team, and what they know they have to do. Of course, I know everybody still wants the name to go back, and that's still a big issue, but for this ownership group, they can only look forward and try to do right by the fans now. They can't make up for everything that happened in the past.
What do you think of the new name, Commanders?
The Commanders? Yeah, I mean, got people calling them the Commies, the Commodores, but at the end of the day, if they win, no one will care about the name. All we want is a winner, and I think that the fans deserve that, and I think Josh Harris is going to give it to them. Yeah, like I told them, I think defensively, this team, it has to start there. You've got to shut down the run. You've got to get the ball back to Sam Howell and give him opportunities to continue to grow. You don't ever want to be down in the game 21-0 and asking Sam Howell to go throw the ball 45 times. So I think it's big on the defense to make sure they show up just like they did last year, be a top 5 defense. And Sam's going to get the ball to his guys. They're too talented not to allow him to do that, and I think you'll see some fireworks with him running the football. That'll, bring back old memories for a lot of people, but at the same time, he'll be playing winning football. So I think the sky's the limit for this team. Are they better than the Eagles personnel-wise? No. Are they better than the Cowboys? Yes. Right? But at the end of the day, this division is going to be a very tough one. I could see all 4 teams potentially being in contention when we get to December. And I think Sam Howell's going to shock a lot of people.